Welcome to Rethinking K-12 Education Grant on Demand. This episode is setting up your Google Classroom for teachers. What and why? What is this? Classroom is a tool to help teachers create online classes and manage coursework. Why does it matter? Classroom allows teachers to create classes, distribute assignments, grade and send feedback, communicate with students, and stay organized. Learning objectives. By the end of this episode, you'll be able to access Google Classroom, create, edit, and customize a class, add or invite students or collaborators to a class, generate a Google Meet link for conferencing, and communicate with students on the stream page.
The first thing that you'll need to do is to log into your Google account. Once you've logged in, there are a few different ways that you can access Classroom. The first way is by clicking on what's called the waffle icon. This icon is the group of 9 dots that are located right next to your profile. So by clicking on this, you can scroll down until you find the Google Classroom icon and click to enter. The other way in which that you can enter Google Classroom is simply by typing in classroom.google.com. Now that you've accessed Google Classroom, you can begin by creating your first class. To get started, you're going to click on the plus icon that's located in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. This is where you'll go if you want to join or create a class. So for our purposes, we're going to click Create Class. You will receive a prompt that asks you to provide some information about your class. The only information that is required, however, is the class name. The section, subject, and room are all optional. So you'll begin by giving your class a name. And then you can choose whether or not you want to include the section, the subject, and the room number. You could always go back to edit this information later if you decide that you want to either add or remove or change any of the information that you've provided initially. Once you're satisfied, you can click Create at the bottom right-hand corner. And you have now created your first class. If for some reason you are unhappy with the initial settings that you have given your class, you can edit them at any time by going to the icon in the upper left-hand corner of the screen that is represented by 3 horizontal lines. This is known as the hamburger icon. By clicking this icon and returning to your classes page, you can make revisions by clicking on the 3 dots located in the upper right-hand corner of your class icon. From here, you can choose to copy the invite link to invite others to your course. You can choose to edit if you'd like to edit the information, like your course name or your course section. You may copy your class, which is a useful tool if you teach more than one section of the same subject. And finally, you can archive your class, which will remove it from your classes page. Your archived classes will remain in Google Drive and can be restored if needed. So like I said, if you're unhappy with the initial settings, they could always be changed at a later time. A second option for editing the details of your course is by doing so in your class settings. To access your settings, click on the gear icon located in the upper right-hand corner of your window. From here, you can see that you can edit the details of your course in the class details section at the very top. And when you have finished, you can save your changes by clicking Save in the upper right-hand corner. But for now, I don't want to make any changes, so I'm going to X out in the upper left. So you have a few options in the event that you need to edit the details of your class. Also, you can choose to customize the look of your class page by selecting a theme from the preloaded themes provided by Google. They are organized by subject area and there are many to choose from. Or you may choose to upload your own photo by clicking on the Upload Photo option in the bottom right-hand corner of your banner. You can select a photo from your computer, and this will become the background of your class banner. For now, I'm just going to leave the default setting so that we can just dive right in. Now you are ready to invite students to your class, and there are two ways to do so. The first is by utilizing the class code. This is a unique code that is automatically generated for your course, which students can enter in order to join your class. Your class code can be found on the left side of your welcome banner, underneath the title and section of your class. You can see that this code is written relatively small, so if you'd like to display it in a larger font, you may do so by clicking on the display icon located to the right of the code. A window will pop up with the class code written in a large font. However, if you would like to display your code in an even larger font, you may do so by clicking the full screen icon located on the bottom right. This feature is especially useful if you're doing a live demonstration for your students and you're walking them through the process of joining your class. When you're finished with the class code, you may exit and return to your main page by clicking on the X located in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. The second way you can add students to your class is by inviting them through email. This can be done through the People tab, which is located in the top navigation bar on your page. To get started, click on People. This will take you to a page from which you can invite both students and other teachers to join your class. First, let's begin with students. To invite a student to join your class, you're going to click on the Invite Students icon, which is located to the right of the student's header. When you click on this icon, you can choose to copy the invite link by clicking on the icon located to the right of the link itself. This is a useful option if you would like to paste this link into an email or post somewhere for your students to click and join. However, you also have the option of manually adding your students by typing in their name or email address. You may enter in as many names as you'd like. When you are finished, you can click Invite on the bottom right-hand corner. This will generate a notification for your students to join the class, and they can follow the prompts to accept the invitation and enroll. You can invite collaborators or co-teachers in the same manner by clicking on the Invite Teachers icon located to the right of the Teachers heading. Again, you can type in their name or email address, and click Invite when you have finished. This will create a notification for this person to join your class as a collaborator. Please know that by inviting another person as a teacher for your class will give them all of the same rights that you have in terms of managing coursework, posting and grading assignments, and communicating with students. However, they will not be able to delete the class, as that is the right that is reserved only for you as the original creator. The next topic we're going to cover is how to generate a Meet link so that you can use Google Meet to conference with your students or conduct live sessions. The link is generated directly from Classroom and is unique to your class. There are two ways in which you may activate this link. The easiest way is to do so straight from your banner. You'll notice that underneath the class code it says Generate Meet Link. So this is where you will click to get started. You'll be given a prompt that will notify you that you can manage Meet in your class settings. To generate your Meet link, simply click on the button that says Generate Meet Link. Then you'll have to decide whether or not you want to make the link visible to students. What that means is that when students view your class, you have the option to make the link visible to them on the banner of the main page. If you do not want the students to have access to the link at all times, you can toggle this option off. After you have made your selection, you can click Save. You will now see that your Meet link is located in your class banner underneath the class code. You may also notice that there is an icon of an eye with a slash through it right next to the code. This indicates that you have selected to not make your link visible to students. However, if you would like to change this, you may do so in the class settings. Again, to access your class settings, click on the gear icon in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. Scroll down to the General Settings until you find where it says Meet. Here you can choose to toggle visibility for your students on, and then click Save in the upper right-hand corner to save your changes. Now you will notice that instead of an eye icon with a slash through it, you now have the Google Meet icon, which is represented by a speech bubble with a video camera inside. You may begin a Google Meet session simply by clicking on this icon, which will open a new window and begin your session. Now that we have learned how to set up our Google Classroom, let's take a look at how you can use the Stream page to communicate with your students. The Stream page is used as an announcement page or discussion board to promote communication between teachers and students. Teachers can communicate messages to students, respond to messages from students, and allow students to respond to one another, all of which can be customized in the class settings, which we will review later in the video. To get started, you're going to click in the box that says Share something with your class. From this window, you can see that you have a few options. In the upper left, underneath where it says For, you can see the course title. If you have more than one course, you can click on the drop-down arrow and choose to post your announcement to multiple classes. To the right of that, you will notice it says All Students. Again, if you would like to post to only a select group of students, you can do so by clicking the drop-down arrow and selecting the students to whom your announcement is addressed. You can type your announcement in the text box below, as well as add files, links, or videos from YouTube. When you have finished creating your post, you can choose to post your announcement immediately by clicking Post. Or you can click the drop-down arrow to the right if you would like to schedule the announcement to be posted later, or save the draft to be edited at a later time. Since my post is ready to go, I'm going to select Post. If I see that I've made an error and need to make any changes, I can do so by clicking on the three dots in the upper right-hand corner of my post. Here I have the option to edit my post, delete my post entirely, or copy the link. If I have more than one post, I will then also have the option to move my post to the top, so that it is the first thing that students see when they open the Stream page. As you can see, I don't currently have this option because I only have one post, so it already is the top post. If I want to control the look of my stream, as well as determine who can post on the stream, I can customize these options in my class settings. So again, I'm going to navigate to the gear icon in the upper right-hand corner, which will open up my class settings. Scroll down, and under the General category, you'll see that you have a few options that pertain to the stream. The first allows you to decide who can post and comment on the stream. So by clicking on the drop-down arrow, I can choose between having students post and comment, students can only comment, or only teachers can post or comment. Now, the stream is only used as an announcement board. All assignments are posted under the Classwork tab. However, I can choose whether or not I want to have the posted assignments also appear on the stream page by making my selection under the Classwork on the Stream option. The default is set to show condensed notifications, but I can choose to show all attachments and details or hide the notifications altogether. Again, once you've made your selection, you're going to want to save your changes by clicking Save in the upper right-hand corner, or you can exit by clicking on the X in the upper left.
Now that you've reached the end of the episode, you should be able to access Google Classroom, create, edit, and customize your class, add or invite students or collaborators to a class, generate a Google Meet link for conferencing, and communicate with students on the stream page. For more information about additional TRLE video on demand sessions and other available TRLE programs, go to pd.swboces.org/TRLE_grant or contact Mary Beth Wilson. We value your feedback about your experience with this digital resource. Please take a moment to share feedback about your experience with this resource using the following links.